Hello, everyone. I'm MrGamingGuitarist,
And I am Spidermist.
and the Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice Ultimate Cut or Ultimate Edition,
Ultimate
depending
Edition,
on
yeah.
whichever one you're buying, just got released today, and so on digital HD. So I just picked it up on Amazon because I was morbidly curious to see what exactly can they do to this, because apparently, according to Zack Snyder, this extended 3-hour version is the version that he wanted in theaters. So, but Warner Brothers said no.
Yeah.
So the shitty version, which is aka the theatrical version, the disjointed movie that we saw in theaters, had nothing to do with Zack Snyder. So what we saw, or what I just saw, is Zack Snyder's vision for this movie. This is what he wanted. And so was this extended cut, was this a miracle worker? No. But what I will say is all the rough edges of the movie that made me say, wait, what the fuck's going on? Wait, we're just in here now? A lot of those moments were definitely smoothed out a hell of a lot more. And so this version was a hell of a lot more enjoyable. And, but for me...
It definitely fills up some of the plot holes that definitely, in a lot of ways, kind of plagued the theatrical cut, which I still enjoyed, but it definitely kept me from liking it because of these little things that unfortunately got fixed.
And so, this one is definitely, absolutely watchable,
Superior.
but I still can't say that I'm satisfied with it. I am satisfied with the changes and the extended scenes, because now in this movie, in this extended version, the scenes are allowed to breathe. But now we are going to get into spoilers, so now me and Keanu will be talking to you as if we have all seen the movie. So now we're going to talk about all the new footage.
Yeah.
Starting with...
Speaking of spoilers, for those who haven't seen our spoiler review of the theatrical cut that we did way back when...
Yeah, we did this for the N4G TV podcast. I will add a link to that in the description so you can watch our review for the original theatrical cut that came out back in March.
It's a good 2 hours of this guy trashing on the film, basically. But we try to point out as many good things as we can. So, let's dig into some of the new
Martha
scenes.
Wayne's death was, we got, that whole death scene of the Wayne parents was extended.
Yeah, so basically the only big difference that I noticed is that we actually saw her face kind of up close. It's like, yep, that's Lauren Cohan, basically. I mean, everything else was the same, but hey, we got that close-up of her, and, she has a pretty face, and yeah, that's about it, though. But yeah, so that was the first big...
But the other thing, too, that you forget is that you actually see when the hammer of the pistol, breaks the pearls, you see it fall down in the well.
That was in the theatrical cut.
Oh, that was too?
Yeah, that was in the theatrical
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, so, but yeah, because all we saw originally was just the gun and the pearls, but then they actually cut to her face, which, they didn't show in the theatrical cut.
Next, we see the line of children in the Wayne Financial rubble.
So basically, when Bruce Wayne is heading towards the Wayne Enterprise building, he sees a teacher trying to help these line of children get out of the rubble. And I thought that was an interesting touch, because it made me wonder, did something like that occur in 9/11, where it's like a teacher had a group of children, like students, that she had to get out of, the unfortunate events that happened on that day. Because obviously there's a lot of takeaway from that day, and you could definitely see a lot of it being implemented in this scene, But yeah, it was just an interesting touch, and it just kind of shows, I don't know, it was just interesting, that Zack Snyder originally put that in there. But I guess I can understand why they took it out, because it didn't really need to be in there. But
yep. So next we see that we actually find out that guy is Jimmy Olsen, because he says, "Lois Lane, I'm Jimmy Olsen," and he is not. He never was a Daily Planet photographer. He was
Yeah.
just a fucking photographer for the CIA.
Yeah.
Which, why they would even do that still is very questionable.
I'm just glad they at least gave him a camera. But I will say, though...
But I'm glad that
Yeah.
in the movie you actually find out he's Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah, I like...
Why that got cut out of the fucking theatrical version that took 0.2 seconds to say, I have no idea.
Honestly, that was one of the worst decisions that I guess WB made to take out, because it's a better introduction to not only Jimmy Olsen but also to Lois Lane as well. Because in the theatrical cut, it's like, oh, they removed the bag and boom, it's Lois Lane. I'm like, where the hell is she?
So here you see them actually get into the car to that place.
You see them meet each other.
Yeah.
Then they get in the car, and then all of a sudden, oh shit, it's a trap. It's a trap. You know, it's like, you know, they have the bags put over their head, and then it cuts to what we see in the theatrical cut.
So
it's such a better introduction.
So that just sets a precedent, like how much more the Africa scene has been extended, because we got to see a lot more in there.
Oh, and I didn't put this in the notes, but for some of you that may remember from the Comic-Con trailer, that they showed that scene where the men and horses in Africa, they actually showed that in the Ultimate Edition.
Yeah, that was just the military. Yeah,
so they were heading to the scene, and then it's like, well, it's too late. You know, they saw the mess that was made by KG Beast and Lex Luthor's
and
men.
In the movie, in the theatrical cut, you see Superman make his first appearance in the movie by just crashing down on the where the general's holding Lois hostage. But this time you see him get rid of make the two missiles hit each other, so that doesn't kill anyone instead from back far.
It's like he saves all those people for stopping that
and
missile.
Yet he still gets the blame.
Yeah, but at least it's an to me that would have been a better introduction to the film. It's like, oh shit, this missile, then Superman to the rescue, you know? But of course, you know, he finds himself in this sticky situation where he's being blamed for this and that. And having this extra footage for Africa definitely makes it more understandable.
Yep. So next you see KG Beast. You see him use a flamethrower to burn all the...
And we see the crispy bodies too. Yes. And it's like... I mean, I feel like I may have seen that in a PG-13 film before, but that definitely helps warrant this R rating for sure. Just seeing those burnt bodies. I mean, it was,
So next up, we get to see that journal that Lois Lane stole that you saw in the theatrical cut. That was actually Jimmy Olsen's journal. So now we actually have some fucking context.
Yeah, so I guess that was basically confirmation as to whose journal that was. I'm trying to remember, because we were discussing, I was like, are you sure that wasn't in the, original version? Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh, it's just a little bit of that added footage really brings more explanation to certain things. In this case, that was Olsen's. Yep,
and next, so those two GCPD cops that we see when we see Batman in the movie for the first time. Before you just saw a car driving to the place, and you just see two cops, but this time you actually see them watch the Metropolis
City in Gotham City game.
Yeah, you see them watch a football game where Metropolis is winning 10-0.
No, 58.
50. Oh,
that's how bad it was. I was like, holy shit, man, they suck. Now, granted, they did show a little bit of it off to the side in one of the Perry White scenes in the film, but we never full on saw footage from that game. And we even saw the ESPN college football commentators as well, which was it's a little on the nose as far as product placement or whatever, but at the same time it does kind of add a little more levity that this film desperately needed. You know what I mean?
Okay, person that's speaking too much. Next,
it was a lot. They showed a lot though. I mean, I can kind of understand why they took it out, because it really did take up a lot of unnecessary screen time, but like I said, levity, it helps.
So next up, we actually get to see Jenna Malone, and it's such a cock tease because the internet kept putting it in our heads that she was playing Barbara Gordon when she wasn't. I forget what her name is, but she's just someone from Star Labs.
And then for a while we thought, after we saw the trailer, is she Vicky Vale?
No.
Because we saw the hair, we saw the glasses, and nope. Now, it is cool that she's playing a Star Labs character, because even though I think Star Labs was either name drop or it was an Easter egg somewhere in the film, but the fact that Star Labs was out there, it's nice to know that, yep, this is very much in the DC universe already, which is good. Because obviously the Flash will play a big part in that.
And that's where Silas Stone... We're recording. We're recording. So, next up, so that whole introduction to Lex Luthor, that was way more, so the first time you see them, he's in that basketball court for quite a while, but now you just see him actually walk in.
Yeah.
He talks more about how his dad actually founded the company, and now all the internet trolls want to keep saying, see, it's Lex Luthor Jr., but now they don't outright say it, but we still,
Because they mentioned a little bit
because
of it. He brought it up a bit more.
Lex Luthor Sr. is dead, so...
Yeah, so we got, I mean, he talks about his father a little bit more in this version, because we heard a little bit of it in the original version.
And now we know he actually is dead, so.
Yeah. Next up, and this is we get a lot of scenes
we see
with
Clark Kent actually do Clark Kent stuff.
Yeah. And one of the most important things was that he goes into someone who knows a bit about the Batman.
But he went there because he tried to find that witness from Africa, and he tried to talk to her.
She has a lot more screen time as well, because we only saw her a little bit in the original version. But... Which
leads into the Senate explosion. So what we find out about that Senate explosion is that eventually later on, after the Star Labs investigates what happens, it turns out that the wheelchair that Scoot McNairy's character was in, that was made out of lead. And that's where Lex planted the bomb, so that's why Superman couldn't see the bomb. Now, why the fuck they took that out of the theatrical cut makes no goddamn sense.
It really doesn't,
because that helped make everything that extra context helped make everything a whole lot better.
Also, it gives more reasoning as to why this Jenna Malone character exists, because she's trying to help out Lois Lane, and then she figures out, oh shit, lead, basically. So, her character could have played a somewhat important part if they had kept the lead scene in the theatrical cut. And it's a shame that they took it out, because that was one of the best scenes in this Ultimate Edition.
So, and of course, all the transitions...
Oh, in the aftermath of the Senate explosion. We actually got to see
we saw Superman actually fucking help people.
Yeah.
Instead of be mopey and crying.
You can also see the look at his... he's just disgusted by everything. It's he sees everything. It's I should have done something. I should have known. I should have... You know what I mean?
But now that it was all covered in lead, it all makes sense now.
Yeah, poor Superman, though. I mean, he's still mopey, but at least we kind of understand why he's like that. But, so, of course, because in general, a lot of the transitions are better. The editing is a little better. That kind of speaks... I mean, that's something that we pretty much assumed going into this Ultimate Edition.
Instead of that cut to black and then you get the Batmax Fury Road scene, that transition was a hell of a lot better because it's not as jarring anymore. It's still jarring that they just placed that scene right there for and it just pops out for no reason, but at least it's not jarring anymore, which is much better.
Yeah, so we want to talk about a little bit more about KGBs, because man, that gave this dude...
Because he killed the Africa witness by just shoving her in front of a train.
And he killed the guy who got branded by Batman as well.
Yeah, and which leads to another reason why... Yeah, I heard him get stabbed 6 fucking times. And so that definitely leads to why it's rated R.
It's another one of those scenes that justifies the R rating. But the fact that KGB's... He's basically like a hitman going out, killing all these witnesses. It's no traces being left. You know what I mean? So this guy, I mean, he's a silent assassin, KGB's, and I really wish that we could have saw a little bit more of him in the theatrical cut.
He is the best hitman player ever.
Yeah, pretty much.
So next up, what we notice is that whole Steppenwolf hologram with the 3 mother boxes, that scene that was posted on YouTube a few days after the movie originally came out in theaters, we actually see that happen after the whole death of Superman scene, after Doomsday kills him. So that's where that was placed, which still explains why the fuck was that ever taken out in the first place.
It really should not have, because
when you
transition from him being caught to him having his head shaved.
Yeah, so when you see Lex Luthor say, I have seen him, he is coming, that whole time he was referencing Steppenwolf, but we never found out about it in the original version.
Not to mention that transition. It
And
makes
also,
so much sense because in the theatrical version, it's like all of a sudden it cuts to him having his. I'm like, wait, when did he get caught? You know, we didn't see that. You know, and I understand it's like, well, we'll just assume, but the reason why it's important to put that scene in is because it does explain the mother boxes a little bit more. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or it puts out this figure, this godlike figure, aside from Superman, who's also considered.
And
God.
also,
and while we're on the point of Lex Luthor in prison.
We get to see the Batman come inside there. But because before, in the theatrical cut, what he says is, wherever you go, whatever you do, I will always be watching you, branding the wall. But instead, he says, you're gonna be transferred to Arkham Asylum, like, where I have a few friends. Why was that taken out? Why?
That would have been a nice Suicide Squad tease. Because as I was watching it, I was like, I didn't get any sort of tease for the next DC film.
But Arkham Asylum... Well, we don't know for sure, but the prison in Suicide Squad, that's not Arkham, that's Belle Reve.
Oh, I know, yeah. But the fact that they mention Arkham Asylum is pretty
awesome. Just that fact alone.
Yeah.
Oh, could you imagine if him and the Joker were cellmates? That would be so fucking funny. But so next up, so pretty much the whole reason... So perverts watching, the whole reason to get this extended version,
we had 3 reasons.
We got 3. So you get to see, so when Wonder Woman was in her bathrobe and she watches the footage of the rest of the Justice League cameos. Before that, you just get a shot of her feet, and then you actually see Clark take his goddamn shirt off in that bathtub and
so
then
for the ladies out there, you get more
and before Bruce Wayne goes to the party with Lex Luthor, you just see
his ass. It's right there. Ben Affleck's ass is just boom.
As if if you don't want to be scarred enough from seeing it in Gone Girl.
No, ladies love that.
Okay.
Hey, they showed his penis in a film. I was like, whoa.
Wait, they did? I don't remember it.
They did. I mean, it wasn't.
It's funny because I don't.
It was just like a side.
Oh, it's funny because I don't remember. I didn't remember Dr. Manhattan's penis in Watchmen because I just got that out of my brain, just like I got Ben Affleck's penis out of my brain.
It was kind of hard not to see it. Yeah.
So overall, I thought the extra scenes, they definitely helped make this movie a hell of a lot more enjoyable, much more watchable. But so I would say this movie, it would go from a 6 to a 6.8 because my problems with the movie are still there, but this helped it make it a hell of a lot more enjoyable.
So, wow, all right. That's a bigger jump than I anticipated.
So I give it a 6.8 out of 10. That is my final score.
Originally, I gave it either a 6.5 or a 6.75. I'm trying.
Oh, fuck you with a 6.75, just as if it was enough to.
Okay. The 25.575. That's a much better thing than 8. I'm like, what? Because I don't know.
I mean, use whole numbers. Why if you're gonna make it 6.7, why do you have to add a 6.75? What is the 0.5 that keeps it from being a 0.7 or a 0.8?
No, but it's like 75. You have to think of it that way.
Okay.
Anyway, so because in your case it's like 80. You gave with the 8, you know. Anyway, so I feel like it goes roughly from a 6.5 to a 7 for sure. Maybe 7.5.
But when I walked out when this movie actually ended, I still didn't feel that satisfied.
To me, I think it does kind of go up.
And this is why I'm hoping that Suicide Squad and Wonder Woman and Justice League, just everything we're seeing and hearing from those 3 movies alone makes me a hell of a lot more excited. Which is funny because you would have thought, since this is supposed to be the big one, this has Batman, this has Superman, here's your big 2 people right here in this, and yet and yet I find myself, because of how just the performances and just the structure just doesn't really. I'm sorry if those of you, for some reason, like, because no one watches my fucking videos anyway, because I lost 15 fucking subscribers. But anyways, for those of you that are gonna leave angry comments saying, "But this was supposed to make you like," I'm sorry, that 6.8, that's my final score. But here's the thing. You've seen my reactions to the Suicide Squad trailers. And if you watch the N4G TV podcast, you can see I'm fucking smiling ear to ear at everything I'm hearing from the set visits from Justice League. I am a fucking DC fan. If I wasn't a DC fan, I wouldn't be reviewing episodes of The Flash and Arrow and Supergirl and Legends of Tomorrow. I wouldn't be doing this review because I do care. I'm not a Marvel fanboy. I'm not a DC fanboy. I'm a fan of my favorite comic book characters being brought to life. That is what I'm a fan of. So, there. I just want to put that all. I just want to get any suspicions anyone might have me. Anyone that thinks I'm a fanboy of this company or that company. No, I'm just here because I love comic book movies. I love comic book TV shows. I love all the characters. I love the storylines. That's why I'm here doing this. So anyways, be sure, if you're interested, to watch that review of that we made of the N4G TV podcast, where it was like 2 hours.
Yeah, we go really in
the
depth.
original BVS, and you can follow him on Twitter at Spidermist,
I tweet a lot.
And you can visit his Bandcamp page at bruceparkerproject.bandcamp.com. And you can also support my channel on Patreon. I would appreciate it. And also, every weekend, you can see me and Keanu on the N4G TV podcast, where it's pretty much longer versions of this with two other people. Where we talk about all the latest comic book and movie and TV and video game news. So that's what we do there. So pretty much, so if you're interested, watch that. I would appreciate it. So anyways.
Also, we have plans to see The Killing Joke
in theaters
during the one night only thing. So hopefully that happens for sure. We'll let you know if it does happen.
It's a good transition because after The Killing Joke, then it got Suicide Squad. So yeah,
true. Yeah, so we definitely plan on doing a review for that.
And of course, in between, we have Comic Con.
Yeah. Also, the other day I was at Best Buy and I saw a copy of Assault on Arkham, and I'm like, oh man, I need to watch that to get myself hyped for Suicide Squad. So we won't do a review of it because the film came out a while back, but we do plan on watching it because it's a good way to get us excited.
So
there you go.
Thank you for watching if you made it this far, and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I would very much appreciate it. So anyways, I'm MrGamingGuitarist.
And I'm Spidermist.
Goodbye, and we'll see you in 18 months when Superman wakes up out of that coffin for Justice League, the first movie. Bye!
See ya.